Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Troy Allen Galat. Welcome to Trigger Time TV, brought to you by EOTech. All right guys, to start off today's show, Tim Burke of JTAC Ranch is going to talk about situational awareness.
Hey guys, welcome back to Trigger Time TV. I'm Tim Burke from JTAC Ranch. I'd like to share a little bit about situational awareness with you today. I want to start by going back some years ago and tell you a story that happened to me as my very first trip as a Green Beret. I was at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, working out of there in a suit and a tie. I was not working tactically, therefore I was not allowed to carry a gun. I had to go to a warehouse in a bad part of town. I was with a uniformed police officer named Manuel, and when we went there to put that order in, I submitted the paperwork. They said it was going to take about an hour. So I walked outside. He said, "Hey, I know a sandwich shop across the street. Let's go eat." As we walked across the street, there were thousands of people there in an open market area. And so very thick with people, very hard to discern what was what. As I stepped into the curb, off the curb into the street, call it sixth sense, call it the Holy Spirit, call it whatever, I noticed out of the corner of my eye a guy looking right at me, and my first thought was, he's coming for me. He's here for me. And always trust your instincts. So as I took a couple of steps, I looked at Manuel, and then I looked back at this guy to see if my instincts were true. Now this guy was coming through the crowd, pushing people out of the way. Again, my thought was, he's coming for me. And I had to believe my instincts. So I had to decide, what am I going to do? If you're familiar with the OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act, I decided I can't outrun a bullet. So I quickly changed directions and moved towards him, which cut down the amount of time he had to react. It threw him back off of his aggressive posture as he reached under his shirt and he came out with a .22 revolver towards my face. I did a side maneuver, grabbed the gun, counterforced him down onto the ground and took the gun. The guy was arrested and hauled off. So you never know when a violent act is going to take place, but you have to have situational awareness. I use a system I call 3 circles of awareness. You have a close circle, intermediate circle, and a wide circle. For example, in an alleyway like this, number one, this isn't an alleyway necessarily, this is an ambush point. It's a choke point. Use a lot of thought before you decide to come down something like this, especially at night. It's not a shortcut, it's an ambush. When you come out of a store and you're going to go out into the parking lot to look at your, to go to your car, instead of having your face down in your phone, increase that circle of awareness. And before you walk out, just pause at the door and look out at your car and see if there's anybody around there. Take the parking lot in. Is there a fight? Is there a bum? Is there somebody begging for money? But before you do that, increase your circle of awareness. Get your face out of your phone and assess your situation. Observe, orient, decide, then act. I use, when I'm teaching the gas station situation, a lot of times I'll see people get out of a car and they'll turn and they'll stick the gas thing into the tank and then they stand there and stare at it. That'll pump all by itself. Get your awareness up, look around, be very aware of your surroundings. Look, a lot of times when these violent acts occur, it's because people weren't being aware. You should be aware enough to see it happen long before it gets to you and thus avoid it. For this tactical tip and other tips, check out JTAC Ranch and Trigger Time TV. Stay tuned and we'll see you in the next episode.
Trigger Time TV is brought to you by EOTech, Bravo Company Manufacturing, Bravo Company USA, Glock, B5 Systems, Kinetic Development Group, Silencer Co., King Bee Farms, JTAC Industries, Magneto Speed, Rack the Grip, Mountain Khakis, Rudy Project, and Peltor.